Hi guys, my name is Melissa Weekly. This is my assignment 7 final reflection. So meeting the objectives for this project, my project was a series of storyboards that the students created throughout our unit on heat transfer. They had about 30 minutes every Friday to take their notes from the week and what they learned and turn it into something that made sense to them, whether it was a drawing, an animation, some kind of skit or something. And then they had to apply it to their final project, which was making a house for a penguin in a warming climate. So this was a project for students to track their progress towards their final product and a way for them to demonstrate their knowledge. This project was used as a formative assessment for me throughout the unit. We used multiple mediums. I had mini groups using iMovie and Google Slides, and I had a few groups that chose Powtoon and also Notability. Throughout this project, students demonstrated the content knowledge of the material they presented, their ability to use multimedia to present their information, and then to apply the content knowledge to the real-world scenario. My reflection of this project overall, it was a great way for me to gauge what students were understanding throughout the unit and discover what was necessary for me to reteach and also things that I could elaborate and go further on. I really was able to see what stuck with students and see what they were most interested in, or maybe things that they didn't understand. Students were very excited and they were really engaged, and I told them they could choose the multimedia they wanted to use. In the past, I had just told them to use PowerPoint or Google Slides, and they enjoyed that. But once I had told them they could use things like animations or Notability, they got really excited to be able to choose. I did notice, however, after a couple weeks, there were some groups that using apps such as like Powtoons and a little more challenging apps, just ones that had a little more into them rather than just drawing. They had asked to use paper and pencil because I think they got a little overwhelmed with how difficult the animation sometimes can be. So finally, after probably the third week, I gave in and I let them use paper pencil for the last part of their storyboards. But overall, it was really neat to see how differently they were able to display the content when I had delivered all the same content and how they took it and kind of put it into their own terms. That was really cool to see. And a lot of their prior knowledge that they used to be able to come up with different ideas for the house for their penguin. The ISTE standard I chose was the 6A for educators to foster a culture where students take ownership of their learning goals and outcomes in both independent and group settings. My big takeaway from this project and the course, I learned how much more engaged students really are when they're given the option of how they want to present their knowledge, especially when media was involved. It allows them to choose something that's relevant, meaningful, and honestly just fun to them. It makes them want to do it. In the course overall, I learned that there's so many multimedia options that I can use in my instruction. The key is to just be sure you use them effectively. I'm also very appreciative because I learned so much from my other classmates' posts on ideas to use and apps to use and how to better integrate technology into my lessons for the year. So thanks for that, guys.